1 length Cobra Forged Tec 1. Shall we?
Let's do this, yeah.
What I always like with a 1 length, so anyone who's not aware of 1 length now, I think most people are, I think it's quite impressive that they've got this into the kind of golf world. All 7-iron lengths, so I've got a 4-iron here. Danny on camera. Hello, Dan.
Hello, everybody.
We'll do a little match.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And we've got a half set, so you might have to funk shots, and I like that because, like, that's the big question with 1 lengths. Can you do all the tricky bits? So a little 3-hole challenge. Me and Dan, 1 length Forged Tec Cobra King Iron. It does look nice. Right, welcome to my channel. Up here top left, have you gamed 1 length clubs? Up there, let me know. And in the comments down below, if you have gamed them, what do you think? If you haven't gamed them, what makes you not try them? In the comments section down below. Right, you're gonna see us go outside in the rain, get real data on the course, and then we got dry ball data inside as well. Watch when we come to the end of the video. It's amazing the contrast between the data. It does question how much some people out there are maybe getting lost in data. This is an interesting one. Let me know what you think. All right, we've got quad out here as well. Let's see what numbers we get on this real golf environment. The 4-iron looks nice. It looks exactly like the others. You get a little bit of offset. Medium, more thick than thin top line. Medium is where I'd put it.
Okay. And
a medium sole. We'll talk about the Tec as we go, but let's just kick it off by saying this is Forged Tec. It's a hollow body construction club. So in effect, it looks like a blade from behind, but it has got the help of game improvement. Right, 4-iron, 7-iron length. Off a tee.
Good looking shot.
Like that, yeah. Just stay left of that bunker. Oh yeah, that's good. Not my best strike in the world.
Are you expecting to see a difference from the sort of standard length to now the shorter length?
Well, what I worry about with these is the long irons can get low spinning and low launching in 1 length for me. Yeah. That's the problem I have with them. They need to keep beefing it. I mean, I would never use a 4-iron 1 length, even though it does, I like the length. It does feel easy to hit.
Yeah.
I know off the ground it's going to come in a bit low. I would be moving into a hybrid here, and if that's 1 length or not, that's another discussion. But I'd be moving this into a hybrid. But if we look at the numbers, I mean, it's 190 spinning at 3.9, so 4,000 revs really, and 190 carry on an average hit, exactly what I would want. Launching at 10.6, which is 2 degrees lowish, but I called it slightly out the bottom.
So if I compare that to, let's say, what you would get from the standard length one,
yeah,
you were 196 with the standard length,
yeah,
spinning at about 4.4,
yeah,
and your launch was certainly a little bit higher.
But I think for where I struck that to what the shot you're comparing it to, maybe I'll put a card up here showing the other review of the standard Forged Tec, which is what Dan's referencing there. I would expect those numbers.
Yeah. So what you said at the beginning is pretty much what we're seeing straight away.
Yeah, so I think that's done pretty good for a 1 length, which normally goes a little bit low. But remember, that's from a tee, so I can manipulate my attack a little bit. Maybe I'll try another one after you've hit yours from the ground and see what I get out of it. What do you think, Dan? How does that look to you?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying though a little bit about the offset.
Yeah,
it's certainly there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
One. I think you rightly said at the top again. Thickish top line, medium, not too chunky, nice kind of rounding off on the top there, which I also really like. Company's kind of getting that right at the moment, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But visually,
you've had a go with a 1 length long iron, haven't you? You've gained one, did you not?
Yeah. So I tried to go 6-iron, 5-iron, and 4-iron in a whole 1 length.
Yeah,
but like you rightly said, as soon as I got into the 5 and the 4-iron, the 6-iron was okay. But as soon as I got into 5 and 4, it was just such a flat flight. You know, I need as much help as I can get a little bit. But
get up, Dan.
But yeah, I was definitely seeing a flatter flight, which was good in some respects, but where it could help me sometimes on a round of golf on a different golf course, where I wanted to get it up and over a pond or whatever I was trying to do with it, I just couldn't achieve that.
Nice strike. God, they make a good sound, don't they?
So solid, so soft off the face. For me, you know, it says forged, and I relate that feel, that sound, to a forged feel.
What about the numbers? How did that come out?
So I struck it really well. Little draw down there I hit, not too far, but 199 carry and spinning it at 3.9.
There's not much difference in that, and not your longest 4-iron again. What did it launch at?
Launched at 11.3.
Which is good again off the tee. I think you can make it do what you need to do. Good solid numbers. I'm going to try one from the ground. I mean, obviously I'm not the highest launching 4-iron player anyway. But I'm going to put
why you
this,
don't use one.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this on an average lie, not particularly teed up. I'm just getting it in the hitting area. There we go. Like, that is medium to slightly sat down. So how low is it going to come out? I reckon surely they are just going to keep trying to push the 4-iron up. Like everyone I speak to says the same thing with the long irons in one length. Oh, I mean, that's so great, but that is not going to launch.
That is clean.
Yeah. Look at that, 143 miss it. How low is that launching? 4.9.
Yeah, you just caught it a bit thin.
A little bit thin.
Semi-toppish.
I think it would only be fair to hit another.
I think you should give it at least another go.
But this is, I think, what's interesting. I mean, that shot with my hybrid is doing okay. Which is where 4-iron any length, you just got to be asking your questions of really, is it something that's going to help me? That was a better one.
Yeah, that was a good strike. Good flight. Again, still low.
Take that. 183, 4-4 spin launching at 8.8. I mean, any 4-iron's going to be low for me.
Yeah.
And so this, even if this is launching low or not, it just pushes me to a slightly scary place.
Just a quick one though.
Go on.
Like, that is obviously a 7-iron length. I always found it took me a little bit of time just to get used to the striking pattern of it. I would strike it a bit thin to start with and then improve as time went on. Like, I've never seen you hit a shot like that, so I think that you would just, a few more hits, you'd start to get used to hitting that club with that length.
I'll be honest with you, my testing with one length has generally been, I actually quite like I don't feel like that's an issue.
No,
but
okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. 132 wedge, Dan's just in front of me, he's going to have about 127. So I can hit like a pretty nice wedge. We haven't actually got a putter, so we're going to do nearest the pin, shall we?
Yeah, let's do near, that'd be good. Yeah,
because the rain has started as well, so quad white want to go in a minute.
Yeah.
The wedge, again, similar look to the non-one length. I find it a little fat here.
Yeah.
I'd like a different shape. It's slightly kinked back, but it's fine. It's not my favourite wedge. And then this is where I think it starts feeling really funky.
Yeah. And this is where a lot of people I've experienced when trying to sell these clubs, let's say.
The wedge is the biggest jump.
Well, people just, they're not sure they want the have to relearn how to play a wedge, almost.
I agree. It's a club that you don't struggle with. Like the 4-iron makes more sense because you struggle there, and if anything's different sometimes makes it feel better.
Yeah.
But as we've said in other videos, who's coming for a 130-yard wedge lesson? Not many people, is it? There's a club they can handle generally. Yeah. You go and make it super long, it's like, oh, why would I change something that's working? I think that is the challenge. But we know, and we said it in another video, it's a niche product, isn't it, when it comes to the one length. Oh, I cut it. I was trying to hit it straight. Oh, that's kicked. You can get closer than that. Short right. Let's have a look at the numbers. So 121. Needed to hit it harder. 9.4 out of wet ground.
Very good. Yeah.
Launching at 20. Again, pretty good numbers even out of the wet. I'm quite impressed with that. It does feel good. I like one length. I don't think we need to do many discussions about one length anymore. I think it's something you need to go and try. You got to kind of take your hat off a little bit for them. For Cobra, just staying committed to making these sets so they make a regular and then a one length for the audience and the people who do want to try something different. Not my favourite looking wedge, does feel good. Those little, so there's little like pellets, or I'll put what it is here because it's like microscopic techy feel. There's basically like foam in there that makes it acoustically sound better, and it does. It sounds like a forged club, which then in turn makes it feel like a forged club as well. In fact, let's look at all the tech. Let's go and have a look at the tech now.
Go on, let's go.
So what Cobra say about these irons? Repeatable 7-iron length for consistency in setup, matching head weights for consistency of feel. They fine-tune the lie angles to optimise flights, so through the long irons, the mid irons to the short irons. And progressive shaft weighting, again to try and get that consistency in launch between long irons and short irons. So Forged Tec in one length also have the hollow back design, trying to get centre gravities low. That hollow cavity is then infused with microspheres, not sure I'm saying that right, trying to fine tune the acoustics. And then we also see the tungsten toe weight, trying to get the centre of gravity behind the hitting area of each iron.
Wedge. Yeah, again, I see what you're saying. A little bit fatter here, a little bit too much offset, a little bit thicker in that top line. Again, I'm not overly offended by the offset bit.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's because this front edge is a little bit more rounded and kind of kicks forward slightly, that it just kind of, it's almost like the grey finish on the front here takes my eye away from this corner bit. Okay.
I do like the grey face to the silver, does look nice.
Yeah, I do like that. It'd be interesting to see how that would wear over time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Right, what did we say I've got? About 120-ish?
Yeah, 125 I reckon.
And you've missed the green.
I'm missed the green right and kick right, but yeah, I think you're one up here.
So.
And I think the rain's 2 up.
I'm actually gripping down. I'm not.
Oh, so you're abusing one length?
Well, I'm not. I only because I would grip down slightly on my wedges to take a bit of speed off.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit out of it here. But I'm not.
One length abusing.
I'm one length abusing because I'm not sure I'm that comfortable trying to ease off a club that's
that long. Yeah, I agree. Nice shot. Middle of the green. Just a decent solid shot. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, pin high.
Numbers.
Again, just coming out of that, I expect to see, wow,
9,000 spin.
9.6.
122 distance.
Yeah,
so
125 was the distance that we needed, and I've got a 122. But to see it spin that much out of that lie,
it's good.
Wet. It's very good.
Right, Dan's hit the green.
Look at the badgerness.
Oh, proper.
That's coming out again. Like this is interesting, isn't it? Because think about it. Okay.
That's where it landed, and the ball was. He's hitting a downslope, but that's really come back. Quite impressive.
I've come off a downslope.
Yeah.
I'm coming out of
semi-rough,
wet, to spin it that much.
It's pretty good.
Surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, you're closer. Oh yeah, you are. I was closer, but I hit the slope.
You've got to play for slopes, haven't you?
Around
Torquay, you've got to know.
We should do whose pitch mark was closer. Well, actually, you'd win again because yours was closer. So short par 4, we're going to go with the 4-iron again. This time from the tee. Dan's teed it up. Let's see what numbers he gets out of it.
Got to say, I do feel very comfortable standing over a 4-iron this length.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's the biggest standout factor, I think. Cool, that's a scab ball.
That was a proper low heely.
Yeah.
But it's done well, isn't it?
What's the numbers on that then? That must be super low launch.
Yeah. So yeah, 8.9 launch, spinning at 4.1, carry 1.82. It pretty much, if you'd have asked me to read the numbers out, I'd have probably read something similar to that.
Well, that strike, again, that's not bad, is it?
I just feel that I've got the help there.
Even though it looks
such a low, such a low strike, I just feel like, you know, it was low, but it certainly was helping to come up a little bit. I just feel proper confident with that.
Yeah, I will say that's quite good numbers there on that, for that quality of strike. And it is that beautiful blend, this club. I think they've done really well with this set of plenty of help, but just looks good. It looks more, I mean, that looks so bladey, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of players that like the look of a blade but can't get the confidence of a blade, are going to look at that and go, yeah, wouldn't mind them sitting in my
might
bag.
Even on a shop floor, you might have to persuade people that this is a club that they can try a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because they're going to look at it and think, oh, that's one of those ones I need all the
help I can get with
and cavities and all the space age looking tech.
Such a good sound, that.
Yeah, it feels lovely. I hit that really good for me.
Such a good sound.
I hit that really good. Yeah, 190, 4.7.
Yeah, good spin there.
That's a 4-iron for me. It's doing exactly what I want. 12 launch out for T, I would argue, is fine to a fraction low considering where I struck that.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a 4-iron specialist in any way.
97 yards.
97 yards. Now we're going to give you some dry ball data because Quad's gone to bed.
He has.
Because the rain is a little hard now.
Yeah.
Camera here is under a umbrella. This is really interesting because I was a longer carry than Dan, but look at the difference in distance. Nothing. Land angle there.
182. What were you?
190.
190.
But
so again, you're coming in at a 12 launch.
Yeah.
I'm coming out at 8.
Yeah, land angles.
Just gonna
You're
skip
skidding
up.
and I'm landing and stopping because you can see the mud on mine. It's so interesting when you do these tests outdoor where Dan's ball is nice and clean because it's basically been cleaned as it moves along. And I think this is so interesting for indoor outdoor numbers always. I think they both serve their purpose, but I think can be so misread. Certainly on videos when people are sat at desks and in forums wanting to talk about things that aren't things. Like you get out here and you can just see how little it can make.
Yeah, exactly right. It doesn't make a massive difference, does it?
So we're going to really manufacture the wedge. Again, this is where the 1 length question. Obviously we would be hitting a specialized wedge normally in this situation, but we want to test these clubs. Let's see how easy it is to manufacture.
So because of this situation now, normally I would sort of, go down the grip, take a little bit off, but I can get them coming out a bit low, which we've seen in the past as well with my wedge shots, shorter wedge shots. So I'm actually going to try and open it up a little bit. So I want to deliver a little bit more loft.
Yeah, I think I'll be doing the same.
So again, I'm
almost like a high cutty one.
Yeah, I just keep wanting to grip down on this wedge.
It's nicely played. Just cutting to the middle of the green, but good height. I reckon that's good for distance.
Oh, spin again, look.
Look at it go.
Not a badger today.
What is this when it's wet? It's slip and grip, isn't it? So I'm going to clean mine because I presume you're on winter rules now.
Yeah, winter rules. We've had a lot of rain in the past the last week or so.
That's been crazy. It was nice in Spain last week.
Yeah, I bet it was.
I'm the same, 90 yards basically.
Okay, you going to funk anything here?
Yeah, so I'm twisting the face.
Yeah, similar to what I did there.
Try and feel one in there. I'm middle of the grip. I wouldn't hold this at the top.
Yeah, you're going down a little bit as well.
So I'm coming into kind of the middle.
I think a natural thing. I think a lot of players would naturally just do that.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't, even though it's 1 length, you've got that option still, haven't you?
Cool, that's a nipper as well.
It's a bit right like yours. None of us could have the confidence to start that left. It's on who's it. Oh, there, mine's appearing as well.
Are you badgering as well?
Look at me now.
Yeah.
Right, walking up onto the green. Dan's really spun his back.
Let's go see where that actually landed.
I'm warping ice, so we're all square going down the last. Can't see a pitch mark for Dan yet. Oh yeah, I reckon you're up here. Well, there's one here, which could be me or you. Yeah, mine disappeared and then came back into view. So I reckon I landed up past.
Here.
Yeah, so that's
you.
I'm spinning back 8 foot. Dan's got his going back 25, but he is catching the steeper bit of the slope. But yeah, they're certainly not struggling to maintain some spin on these wet conditions. And to be honest with you, it'd be interesting to see the dry ball data at the end of the video. I think they're doing pretty good.
They are doing very well.
And I do like the feel. The feel is as good as anything out there.
I said it before, but like the forged feel of a club, you know, and I know a lot of the time nowadays it's kind of a bit of a marketing tool, isn't it?
Yeah,
forged.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely, if I wanted a feel relating to forge, that would be it.
157, nearest the pin, last hole.
157, yeah.
Here's a 7-iron. It's like the most unreviewed worthy club out there, isn't it? Apart from, again, you get a little bit of offset. It's that medium line. I like the grey to the, like you say, almost smoky kind of gunmetal-y finish. I think they've really knocked it out of the park with looks on this one.
Interesting point what you said though back there about almost like having to convince players that this is a helping iron.
Yeah, I think you would have to have conversations. Like if I was a pro shop person, I would have a sign next to these saying,
don't worry, they can
try
help.
These are the equivalent to something else that you think is this kind of club.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is not a blade, even though it looks like one,
Yeah.
I would almost be saying, because that's what I want this video to say. It's all the tech is great, but really it's a good looking club with a little bit of, to a good amount of help, but in a very blade appearance because of the hollow back design. That pin is a long way back for me. So this club's now the right length, isn't it?
That is the normal length now.
Might need to hold its line a little.
Drifting.
Yeah, a little.
Getting great sound.
Yeah, it's a decent shot. You'll have to hit one of your good ones to get inside it. Quite happy with that. Yeah, again, sounds solid, isn't it?
Close, isn't it?
It's not a bad effort for me, that.
What have you done there?
How do you think the 7-iron looks in your eyes? Obviously it is the right length, so it's kind of just is a 7-iron there, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, it's a little bit roundy.
Okay.
Seeing a lot of the offset. I don't see the offset as much in the wedge, but I'm seeing it, and not even as much in the 4-iron, because I suppose I expect to see it in the 4-iron, but I'm seeing here
that kink back.
Kink back. Top line doesn't affect me at all. Like, it doesn't even, I'm not even looking at that.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting top line because it is medium, but it does just sit in the club how I want it to look. Do you know what I mean?
It blends in properly.
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
it?
I agree. I agree.
Cleaned it.
Oh, he's caught a clean one. That's not going to be inside mine, but we'll get up there and show you. Oh, it's done well again for that quality of strike.
So thin.
Yeah.
I don't think I've. There, you can just see it. Look, bottom groove.
Yeah.
Did well though, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, lots of people contest this club, don't they? I mean, if you go one length or not, there's a lot of people. It's going to be in the bracket off from a really low handicap or up to any handicap, really. I would say.
Yeah.
Right. It has to be said. Dan's ball, so there's mine, look, just past pin high. Dan is basically exactly pin high, and if mine would have kicked forwards, I reckon you'd have been closer. So if mine would have not stopped and seen it's just spun back, perfect wet conditions for a little bit of extra spin as well as drop off, depending on what you get.
Yeah.
I
expect to see this from your shot. A little bit of spin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I was not expecting to see even this amount of spin from the strike that I got.
Yeah.
Like, I know it was low on the face and there is going to rev a little bit, but I'm landing on a slight downslope here.
And it was coming in low.
Yeah.
But you are a bit of a spin monster sometimes, Dan. You do get the numbers up there.
It's just surprising from that set of irons to not, I would not expect that.
I agree. So let's just have a look at the dry numbers to see if there's anything surprising coming out. So 1 length dry ball data, Dan was hitting the shots. He's hitting the 7-iron 175, so again a decent length 7-iron, but remember the 7-iron is the length of the whole set. Spinning at 5.9. So what's so interesting is where the spin is low on the indoor mat, as you saw from the video on the outdoor testing, the spin was where it should be, and we were getting plenty, if not too much, stop on the actual green. Then if we go to the 4-iron, 198, topping out at 201, spinning at 4.3, peak height 33 to 39 with the 7-iron. So the 4-iron slightly runs into the 7-iron. So if you think he's got a 6 and a 5 to go on top of 175, well, the 6 is going to go 185, and then the 5 is going to go 195, and then we got the 4 there going at 198. And that's the problem with 1 length, which you need to test. They tend to run into each other a bit in the top end. Launches with his 4-iron on the indoor mat at 14.6. Just not really quite getting up in the air to stay out there the distance you'd want that 4-iron to go. Could you game him in 1 length?
The 1 length is not bothering me.
Okay.
I'd have to learn how to play with them, but I could game a 1 length set. It wouldn't bother me. The only slight concern is when the numbers get, as you rightly said, the flight comes out a little bit flat, a little bit low spin with the 4-iron and 5-iron maybe. That's what's always concerned me in the past. But from a looks point of view, I just think these are gonna, they're gonna sell. I think they got so much shop appeal, and that is on the rack. That is gonna look absolutely stunning out there. Yeah, I could play those.
I could game them, but not in 1 length. I don't need 1 length. I'm happy. I think it's. I'm happy for people to try it and go for it. It's been out enough. Both of these clubs have Arcos, remember? Yeah. So if
and
you
I'd
want to
love
get
to see a lot more people using that.
Yeah, I think the trouble with Arcos, with all these things, I've said it in the past, is it's just too accurate for a lot of people. They don't like seeing that they don't play their handicap anywhere near as much as they believe they do. I think the looks of the head, brilliant. I think the feel, really impressive. It's a really good set of clubs. I don't need one length. I just don't need it.
Yeah.
I've not met anyone who needs one length, but I do know lots of golfers who are interested in trying it. They like the idea, the concept of it, and I would never argue with that. That is great. You go and enjoy it. And you've got to take your hat off, like I said, with Cobra, that they're still just persevering with something that they obviously believe do help a certain group of people. Post comments down below, one length or not. Have you tried it or not? Would you try it? If you haven't, why not, in that comment section? If you have tried it and love it, tell me what you love about it. And I'd like to know, on wedge shots like you saw us hitting with the one length, if you game one length, are you coming down the grip, or are you constantly just holding them in the one spot? Like, no, down there as always. Could you game them? I could. Let me know in that comments as well, could you?